Hi everybody, welcome to this week's module on growth. To grow or not to grow, it's a question that every nonprofit will face at some point in its life. We'll be offering up some questions that you can ask as you go through the evaluation process to answer the growth question. This week's PowerPoint takes a lot of content out of the strategic tools for social entrepreneurs. We're supplementing the skill-earned text. There's a few questions in here that offer a fresh perspective. So enjoy the module. Start at why an organization may look at a growth strategy. I'm going to use a literacy initiative here in the Central New York area as an example. So the moral imperative, the literacy program helps a lot of people in the Central New York area, and we feel that it's important that we share the benefits of that program with as many people as possible. Demand side pressures. This program works really well in Central New York, and Buffalo comes to us and says, we love your curriculum, we like the way you deliver the product, please come to Buffalo. They are forcing you to look at a growth initiative in another community. Organizational needs. The organization is small to mid-size. It does not have a lot of opportunities for its staff to move up for advancement. There's no economies for resources, the volume buying. You have to take a hard look at expectations. In this literacy organization, they were given a grant, and the grant had expectations that the pilot that you developed with them would be grown into either a regional initiative or into a national initiative. And so you had either agreed to the growth, or they're asking you, because of your success, to come back and look at expansion. And of course, personal ambition. You may have a CEO or a board chair or senior staff that's very interested in growth. It typically has a negative connotation, but it's not always bad. If your CEO or your board chair has the skills and the network and the experience in growing an organization, then it is a great alignment that you can take advantage of. When evaluating growth, it starts with two questions. What do we grow? And then we look at how do we grow? Let's look at what to grow first. And here are 4 questions that you can ask. What exactly can you offer? What is the program or the service or the structure or the idea or the approach that we can uniquely and distinctly offer and would consider growing? Secondly, can it be replicated? Is this program or service or the success that we've had with the delivery of this program unique just to the staff that we have or the board that we have? Is it perhaps unique to the context, remember from the PCDO framework, the context of our own neighborhood or our local community? The concept of minimum critical specification brought up in the skill-earned text and again in the D's text and throughout growth analysis is that it forces you to look at the fewest program elements that will give you the greatest impact. So using that curriculum example, you're not looking to grow the entire organization that delivers the curriculum and the curriculum itself. You are only looking at the curriculum itself as the item that you would grow and to build a strategy. Number 2, are you clear about the opportunity or need? This is, in business terms, your market analysis. What's our target market? Have we run the numbers? Are we the only ones that can deliver this program or service? Who are our competitors? Be very clear about what that need is in the community that you're looking at. Are you ready internally? This is critical. Do we have the staff? Do we have the financing, the funding? Do we have the systems, the structure to accommodate this growth? Looking at this question will also highlight any resources that you may not have right now that you have to acquire in order to grow the program or service that you're targeting. And number 4, how will it happen? This question is skipped over typically in an analysis of growth. This is punching out
exactly how you're going to roll out the growth initiative. Who's going to do it? How will it be done? Where will it be done? When will it be done? All of the responsibilities. Think of it as a project management plan. Most important piece of this are the milestones. And at what point will you evaluate whether this growth initiative is working or not working, and at what point will we either continue on or stop so that we don't deplete our resources without any benefit. Moving on to how to grow, there are 4 paths, major paths of growing, but in reality there are hybrids or combinations of all of these. So let's just look at the overview of the 4. Dissemination of principles and lessons. This is strictly a low-cost, low-control method of getting the information out about what you do to as many people as possible. Think of Kaboom. They and their mission of Play Matters. They use the media, low-cost method, to get their word out. Conference presentations where, say, you offer a mental health counsel program for, say, prisoners, and you attend many conferences to reach as many professionals as you can to show them your principles, your structure, your innovative way of delivering it in the hopes that they take on your theory. Create a learning network. This is a typical alliance, a little bit more structured than just getting information out, medium cost, still low in control. The key point in the structure here is to establish a conduit of communication. This structure is very typical in the education circles, national education circles, where there's information moving up and down the line. Package and sell. Medium cost to develop, medium control on the delivery. Think train the trainer. The Red Cross, good example. They are in the emergency services sector, but they also train people with first aid. So they can't possibly train everyone in how to do first aid. So they have a structure of training the trainer. A handful of people go out, they train other trainers in communities, and then those trainers train people. So you're really, consider it like that multiplier effect. You're maximizing your reach by packaging what you do, and in, say, the American Red Cross, they sell those services. You buy the course, you buy the textbook. It's another earned revenue line. For very high cost, but you also have high control. You'll see brick and mortar expansion in the health services industry. I'm thinking of the Girl Scouts right now, where there's facilities all over the country. Again, this is a very expensive path to take, but because of the overhead, the rent, do not forget the benefits of growth. Again, you'll see efficiency and effectiveness throughout our entire course with regard to impact and delivering social value. But a big benefit to growth is survival or sustainability. Those risks are, it definitely puts a strain on resources, even if you've laid out a good plan for how to grow. Very easy to overestimate demand. We love ours. You may see an impact to quality, to your reputation, and as you grow, sometimes bureaucracy grows with you, and you lose that sense of entrepreneurship or that sense of innovation. I would like you to consider an alternative to growth or scaling up, and that's the concept of scaling deep. What is that? It's when you capitalize on your internal resources to become best in class. You do it well, you're efficient, you have economies of scale. Think continuous improvement. So I'd like you to consider scaling deep instead of scaling up. So the question remains, when you're looking at growth, would you rather be sustainable, or would you rather grow knowing that the risk that growth entails? But at the end of the day, the question always swings back around that, are you evaluating the growth strategy to grow your impact? In other words, how are we getting the greatest social impact relative to all of the energy and the resources that we will put into this. And to state in a different way, how can we get the greatest social return on our investment?